Welcome to our 13th episode of the Personal Shaman Podcast. I'm your host, Polly Behringer. I'm talking to you right now straight from my front porch on a Sunday morning, and what I do for a living is I specialize in holistic modalities to help you heal and release trauma. You know, when I say release trauma, trauma is stored as tension in the body, all throughout our body, the muscles, tissues, and organs. And a lot of this tension is stemming from things that we've experienced emotionally or physically. And there's ways that we can go through the process and heal ourselves. I really struggled on this podcast episode. I want to take you on this journey into the heart of ancient wisdom to unlock secrets of inner peace and holistic well-being, and ended up going down rabbit holes trying to share so much knowledge. I wasn't even trying to share all this knowledge. I just was purging all this information. And I want to do this episode unedited, and I started to go back and realize this episode really could have been like 6 different episodes, because I'm grazing over different subjects, and then I'm going back and I'm diving deep. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to release this full episode unedited for you and go back and chop it up and dive even deeper, because there's so many interesting topics. I have so much knowledge in my nugget, in my onion, that I want to share. And I'm grazing over things, sharing things. I'm leading you down this amazing labyrinth of information. But I also want to dive deeper. You know, for me, I get stuck in one area when I start to edit, and I'm thinking, okay, let me just redo this, and then I don't put the episode out. There is so many holistic methods and modalities, alternative methods and modalities that you have knowledge of inside of you that you can access. Sometimes we just need someone to redirect us and guide us, and that's what I'm going to do for you today. We were really going to talk about Nadis, Nadis. There's 3 main ones in the body. And I wanted to talk about that in relation to Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is also known as the yogic sleep. And in some circles, it's being coined as NSDR, non-sleep deep relaxation. That acronym is much more digestible by a lot of people. When I say I do Yoga Nidra, people thought I don't want to do it because they think it's physical or it's religious. The whole idea of it being spiritual, there's some hangups there. But when I say NSDR, it sounds very clinical, right? And it sounds very detached in a way, and it feels very methodical and science-based and not so emotional. And people are like, yeah, I'm in on that. We can look at it either way. We're going to talk about Yoga Nidra, the Nadis, the 3 main ones, about Kundalini awakening. A little bit, we're going to touch on that. A little bit about prana, a little bit about how our personal perception creates our reality, which limits our views of what we're truly capable of. This is a really long intro. I didn't know I was going to take you down this beautiful path, this journey in this episode. But I've been spending the last 2 days editing and chopping it up, and I thought, I'm just going to take a step back. I'm just going to release it to you. Then I'm going to go back, chop it into sections, take those sections and dive deeper. I'm glad that you're here, and I'm excited to start this journey with you. But before we continue, I want to step back again. I feel like I'm taking 2 steps back, but I want to share something with you that can support your health and spiritual practice from the inside out. And this is something that I've been doing since about 2018. It's been years. It's one of the practices I never go without, and it's something that's part of my daily morning routine. And I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's called bio coffee. It's 100% organic specialty blend. Unlike any coffee on the market, it contains wheatgrass, makes it the only alkaline coffee available today. Wheatgrass is nature's superfood, packed with nutrients and powerful detoxifying properties. 1 serving of bio coffee, it's equivalent to 3 to 5 servings of green vegetables. It's an excellent source of fiber, prebiotics, probiotics, chlorophyll, amino acids, vitamins, minerals, and enzymes. The benefits improve your digestion, reduce inflammation, support gastrointestinal and colon health, detoxification, weight management, and even better eyesight. I know, right? I love this product. If you're looking to nourish your body as part of your spiritual journey, bio coffee might just be the perfect addition. It's a simple way to energize your body naturally and set a strong foundation for deeper inner work. I'm going to link below bio coffee. If you're interested, please check it out. So in today's episode, we're going to be diving deep into the fascinating world of nadis. So these are invisible energy channels within us, and its association to the powerful healing modality of Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is also referred to as the yogic sleep, the awakened sleep, And in some circles, it's being coined as NSDR, non-sleep deep relaxation, a guided relaxation where your mind is still very much awake and alert, but your body becomes so relaxed during the session, you feel like you're going into a deep sleep. And the reason why your mind has to be awake and alert is because that's the only way you can really access deep relaxation. That your body becomes so relaxed during the session that you feel like you've accessed this time portal where time is multiplied and healing moves between the physical, the mental, the emotional, and cellular. If you've ever attended one of my Release Reset classes, you've experienced the powerful benefits of Yoga Nidra firsthand. And when we've paired this with other practices like pranayama, meditation, trauma release, sankalpa, the act of community and talking, there's so much power that happens when we are in a place of peacefulness. And there's a vibration, there's a frequency that we all emit when we're in a process of healing. I wanted to dive deeper into the process of what happens in Yoga Nidra because in the classes, I go right into the modality. I have to tell you about the 3 nadis. One is more masculine, one is feminine, one is cold, one is more warmth. And then the center one is like the reflection of the outside world, being the reflection of yourself, your internal world, which that's the way, like when you think about it, how I see the world is based off my perceptions of what's happened to me, right? My experiences and our realities are based off our perceptions. I love to dive deep in all this, but I'm going to work really hard to stay on path. In this episode, we're going to explore how these energy channels relate to the awakening of Kundalini, the role that they play in transforming your inner world, and how practices like Yoga Nidra can help you tap into this profound inner alchemy. Sounds like a lot, right? But it also sounds like magic because our bodies are these amazing magical machines that can heal and transform energy. Have you ever met someone who has been deeply sad? Their body emits this frequency of sadness. You can see someone how they've aged just through being sad or brokenhearted or through daily stressors. And they talk about people having this glow up after something, had to happen in their life and they've made this change. Now all of a sudden they feel more free. You can see it in their face. They seem like they've reversed time. This is what we're talking about when we tap into that profound inner alchemy of healing ourselves from the inside. Who we are inside is now a reflection of the exterior of our body and the way we perceive the world. So what are the nadis? In yoga philosophy, nadis are the subtle channels prana flows within our body. Think of them as invisible rivers inside of us, carrying energy up and down. There are thousands of nadis, but 3 main nadis are considered the most significant. And these are the ones that are right down the center of your body. Ida, which is known as the lunar channel, is associated with cooling, calming energy, introspection, and relaxation. They also consider this much more feminine. It's associated with the left nostril and the right brain, while the Pingala is the right side, the solar masculine heating channel linked to the right nostril and the left brain. It supports activity and alertness. The central nadi that runs along the spinal cord is the Sushumna. It's the pathway for spiritual awakening through which the Kundalini, dormant spiritual energy, rises when the conditions are right. This is what I find really interesting is that the Ida and the Pingala, as they move up, they cross over each chakra. So they cross over and they switch sides and then they cross over again as they move up each chakra. It's kind of like when you look at your shoes and how you lace them and you crisscross, that's what's happening. So every time you're in Yoga Nidra, these nadis are crossing over, these chakras open up. And in doing so, they activate and open that chakra, awakening the potential of what you could be and balancing the flow of prana, your life force energy. Now, I said I wasn't going to talk about the chakras and nadis, but let's just graze over it. So in yogic tradition, there are 7 main chakras in the body. Okay, in the body. We're not going to talk about the ones below or the ones above us, but from the base of our spine to the crown of our head, there's 7. As the Ida and the Pingala cross over each chakra, they activate it, leading to its opening, clears out energetic blockages. Imagine the Ida and the Pingala as twin rivers, weaving through your energy centers, opening each one as they cross. And we know each chakra represents different things. Imagine opening up and freeing us from things that have been holding us down. Right? The Sushumna, the central channel that runs along the spine in the middle of these chakras, this is where the profound insight comes. The Sushumna isn't just a physical pathway, it's also a reflection of our inner world. It mirrors the external environment internally. When the outer world is chaotic or unbalanced, our internal world may be blocked or disrupted. Conversely, like when we cultivate inner harmony, the Sushumna becomes clear and luminous. Now, every time you're doing Yoga Nidra, you think about we're activating these nadis. When people are coming through the koshas and the labyrinth of just going through the different levels and layers of ourself in Yoga Nidra, it's such a complex, holistic practice, but we're looking at just now the nadis itself. Like we're thinking about how energy is moving up through these channels, crossing over, opening up these chakras. When people come out of Yoga Nidra, they're like, I feel so much more peaceful. I have a lot more clarity. I don't feel angry about these things. My body feels more peaceful. Because our body holds on to trauma in the form of tension in the muscles, the tissues, and organs of our body. If we're not releasing that trauma, right, we can then develop into having chronic illnesses. We can develop into having physical ailments. This is all connected. I feel like this is like a really important piece of the puzzle of understanding how this holistic practice works. So think of Kundalini as a divine primal energy, sometimes called the divine feminine. That may bother some people, but let's just use this as terminology, right? So that lies coiled at the base of your spine. So when it awakens, it travels upwards through the Sushumna, stimulating each chakra along the way. As it rises, it opens and activates these energy centers, giving rise to the spiritual awakening, expanded awareness, and inner peace. When you think about it, the Sushumna is the central highway of spiritual energy within us. Isn't that amazing? We have a central highway in the center of our body of spiritual energy moving through us. So like when you think about it, when, we're newly born babes, we're tiny, we believe anything's possible. Right? And then the world starts coming in and starts telling you like, no, this is, we start getting boxed in. Society starts to limit us, right? We start developing all these blockages, mental blockages. Well, those mental blockages develop into physical blockages too. So now when you're thinking about it in this term, like think about it again, when activated, Kundalini travels upward along the Sushumna, activating each chakra, leading to higher states of consciousness, a spiritual awakening. So you're removing all these blockages, stuck energy, right? And now this is what's now allowing you to connect. So here's this, a profound concept. Sushumna is not only a physical pathway, but also a reflection of our inner world. It mirrors the external world internally. So when the external environment is chaotic or unbalanced, our internal Sushumna may be blocked or disrupted. When we cultivate inner harmony, through meditation, breath work, and energy practices, Sushumna becomes clear and luminous, right? The internal clarity reflects outwardly as peace, balance, and higher awareness. It's much easier for us to make clear, concise decisions. The mental fog, the mind chatter seems to disappear. We feel much more in alignment with our purpose. We feel deeply connected. So mastering the flow of prana within, through the nadis and the chakras is like aligning your inner world with the outer world, creating harmony on all levels. I know it's kind of, I feel like I need to get crayons out for this one because it's really complex. So mastering the flow of prana within your nadis and chakras is like aligning your inner world with the outer world, creating harmony on all levels. So when we talked about perception on how we view the world and how we see things based on experiences we've had, based on like how we grew up, conditioning, everything else, right? In order to, and I try to tell students and clients, when you want to set goals or a bucket list or intentions, it's all about reverse engineering. In order to do that, we have to see where we want to be, right? And work backwards. But a lot of us are limited by not being able to see our full potential where we could be. So maybe we fall short. Our goals are a lot shorter than they should be. In order to change how far our field of possibilities or our potential, we have to be able to reframe our past, look at our past and change the way we view our past. and that is our perception, right? So our outer world is really a reflection of our perception, our reality. And everybody's reality is different because everyone's perception and their own personal experiences have been different. So now when we're in harmony, when you think about this, when you're aligning your inner harmony with your outer world, you create harmony on all levels. Does that make sense? I know that's really deep, right? So what is Yoga Nidra? We're going to shift gears a little bit and talk about Yoga Nidra. I know I've covered Yoga Nidra many times in other episodes. It's a powerful meditation technique that leads you into a state of deep relaxation, just between waking and sleeping. We can dive deep into the different realms of sleep and when your body goes into deep healing and cellular healing, when you're in a different realm of sleep. And I want to dive into that. We're going to do that in another episode for sure. Because even at that, the older you get, the less opportunities that you dive into that place of healing. So this is another reason why Yoga Nidra is extremely powerful, because you start to remember what it's like to heal. Your body builds this like an accumulated bank account of remembering the benefits of Yoga Nidra, and it taps back in there. It never, like it's like you're constantly replenishing this bank account for Yoga Nidra. It never ever depletes itself. Your body starts to have this remembrance. I don't even know if that's a word. It just sounds great. So we're shifting gears. We're talking about Yoga Nidra, the yogic sleep. It's a powerful meditation technique. So during Yoga Nidra, when you lie down comfortably and you follow the guided instructions, that you're taken through this body of awareness, this physical layer. And we do the breath, we do this visualization, there's affirmations, the sankalpa you set, which is your goal. And to relax your nervous system so you're able to access your subconscious mind and experience a state of calm. The research has shown that the regular practice of Yoga Nidra can reduce stress, improve sleep, and even promote healing on physical and emotional levels. Every student, every client that I have worked with, every person that has listened to Yoga Nidra is doing Yoga Nidra said they have reaped tons and tons of benefits from it. They feel different after going through Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra, it's like giving your mind a full night's sleep in just 15 to 20 minutes. So just remember, 15 minutes of Yoga Nidra is equivalent to like 60 to 80 minutes of deep sleep, where this is where healing is happening, right? So why are we talking about all this? Because it's so powerful. I feel like we need to dive deeper into understanding how powerful this is, and without really much effort at all. That's the powerful thing, is like a lot of us have resistance to doing things, but once we start to do it, we start to reap the benefits. It becomes easier. This is not a physical practice. Most people think because it says the word yoga that it has to be physical, right? A lot of people in the Western world associate yoga with being physical workouts, losing weight, getting tone, flexibility, agility, mobility, all kinds of stuff. So how does Nadis and Yoga Nidra relate? Well, both practices are about working with energy, one on the subtle, energetic level, and the other on the mental and the emotional level. In Yoga Nidra, as you relax deeply, you can influence this flow of energy that's moving through the nadis, helping you to clear blockages and balance your system. This deep relaxation can activate the Sushumna, which is then going to open up this gateway for spiritual awakening and inner transformation. So moreover, when you think about it, when your nervous system is calm and your energy channels are balanced, your experience of Yoga Nidra becomes even more profound. The thing about this is when you're in Yoga Nidra, you're already accessing these nadis. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 thing. Like you're already doing the work. It's already happening. This is like a side benefit, The more that you do this, the more shift that you're happening in your life, the way you start looking at the outside, the more clear and concise you get about things, the further you push your boundaries of a person that you want to become, things that you want to do, you start to expand your personal energy. It's like, imagine you being this size of a golf ball of energy, right? And all of a sudden you're this golf ball of energy and you realize, oh my gosh, I have basketball potential, And so your energy starts to expand to basketball size. Then you're like, oh no, I'm actually the size of the Sphere in Las Vegas. And so your energy is even bigger than that. You start to imagine yourself, your field of potential and possibility keeps growing. Whether you're interested in understanding, where are we all going with this? This is my closing. This is my closing statement. Whether you're interested in understanding the subtle energy pathways of nadis or seeking the deep relaxation of Yoga Nidra, both practices offer powerful tools for self-discovery and healing. I hope you found inspiration to support your healing journey. I'm excited to continue this conversation with you, this adventure on the Personal Shaman podcast. I just want you to remember, Personal Shaman Podcast isn't about me becoming your shaman. It's about you becoming your own. If you enjoyed this episode, please rate it and review it. It really helps others find our community, and share this episode with friends, family, or anyone you might know that may benefit from these practices. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list to receive updates and exclusive content of upcoming in-person classes, the Release Reset class, the So What Now What biohacking class. There's a link below. Once again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening to this. We're doing things a little different. I'm doing things a little bit different on my podcast episodes. I'm trying to record all the way through, integrate things that I feel are powerful tools that I've been using, and products. I want to share more information. I want to do less editing. I want to just be more present in this whole movement as we go forward. Our next episode on Personal Shaman Podcast will be the Yoga Nidra. We're going to do this one outside with the sun, the birds, and the wind. I want you to be able to embrace all of it together at one time. So thank you. Thank you so much for being here.